Hello everyone, this is Daga, and today we're hunting the game's final boss, Shara Ishvalda. So I got the idea for this opening from the world record Hunting Horn TA rules run, where you can run away from the rower and then buff. I'll link that and the non-commentated version of this run, the top right corner. So after buffing, we just do the usual cloud to face, blah blah blah, 3 attacks, blah blah blah, wounds attack, blah blah blah, and it's enraged, and I'm attacking. That's the towel for the jump up attack, when it hunches over like that. So I can run away to avoid the tremor, and then combo the face. You see I'm using a blast switch axe, but that's not Brachidio's switch axe, despite looking like it. That's just a custom upgrade. You have to stay until the end to see which switch axe is that. But it's still a blast, as you can see. So for Shara's rock form, you just keep hitting it, but you have to be cautious to avoid its attacks. That was not an iframe, it was just proper positioning to avoid the hitbox entirely. I tried to ZSD the face, but I latched the legs, so I just cancelled early. Got hit by the tremor there, unfortunately. But it's okay. The staggers last a long while, so I can go pretty wild on them, although hitting the double slashes on Shara's belly is pretty hard. So you kind of have to time your attacks to its body wobbling around. So for the Clagger we'll do a ZSD, as the head is wounded, and I'll have a great opportunity to refresh that wound later. And it does this attack that wastes a lot of time, and it only does that if you're going kind of slow. So I'm being pretty bad, and I go YOLO there to try to save time, otherwise I'd abandon. Fortunately it worked. And I managed to get a ZSD to the face, cancel early. So I do a manual reload there on purpose, because I'm pretty terrible at hitting Shara's belly during his attack, so I just reload. And you can roll through the tremors, under Shara, clutch the face, and reapply the wound there. It always roars after it does that attack for the first time in the fight, and the rocks come around the arena. So that was the opportunity I mentioned earlier. Now just hitting Shara. Fortunately I got a stagger there. You could see it was loading up to do the get up and roar attack. That wastes a lot of time. So that stagger was pretty clutch. And I get hit by the tremor there. Again, that attack's kinda hard to deal with. So I was preparing to jump up, but I got a Clagger. So yay, that saves some time, and another ZSD. And that was a very poor roll. You can see I didn't iframe through anything before, because that hitbox lasts a while. But this last roll threw me under Shara, so I got hit. And once again I got a very lucky stagger on that attack to stop it, and then managed to launch the face, but once again I'm getting hit by this stomp, because you can't iframe it, and I was in a pretty poor positioning because of that ZSD. So Shara is going back, it's preparing to do the charge again, which, as I said before, wastes a lot of time, so I went full YOLO there. I'd card otherwise, but I didn't want to waste time, I just abandoned if I got hit. So I'm getting down with phase 1 around the 3 minutes and 50-second mark, which is a bit slow, but not terrible. I think my personal best for this is 3 minutes and 20 seconds or something, so it could be better, but it's not terrible. And that's when the real fun starts in phase 2. Actually, it's later on in phase 2 when Shara opens its eyes and turns everything to quicksand. That's when shit goes wild. So the plan for early phase 2 is to obviously just get to the face and rage and wound as soon as possible, which I just did. But then try to focus on the arms, because they're easy targets, but not break either of them. Ideally, I want to save both breaks for after Shara opens its eyes. When it does that claw swipe with the wing, you can go to the other paw to hit that. As you can see, it barely misses. Unfortunately, I got hit by the rocks falling down. I hate those rocks. And when Shara does this wall of lasers attack that's super terrible too. There's no way to punish that I'm aware of. Since I got both wounds I want already, I just get a quick hit on the back legs just for a amp. And then back to the wounded leg. You can do a ZSD to the face during this if you're right behind the laser. So that's exactly what I do. Shara Red is another one, so I'm just running for dear life to not get hit. That means I don't get time to do a ZSD there, but I can get a few hits in at least. Once again, hit the face a bit. And now it's preparing the claw swipe. You can actually clutch the face and ZSD from that. But I cancel early because from Shara's face there's a good chance it will do a bite attack that can hit you. He didn't do it there, but I was afraid of it. This is another opportunity with the lasers closing in. You can get a few quick hits, then ZSD the face. I got a clagger, so I cancel early to do another one. But I noticed the wound ran out from the damage numbers. They don't have those little triangles around, so I just wound. This was super bad. I was so pissed when this happened. That blast proc, the trip at Shara, because I wanted to save that for later. But then I made what I can of it. I just combo him for a while. I got good positioning, but I had little sword gauge, so I do the ZSD early. And this part is scripted, so after some HP, it'll do the quicksand everywhere, and the eyes will open. So I do a manual reload, because I want to have sword gauge here. Get a few hits on the leg I don't have broken, and then do a panic dive to avoid that roller that deals damage. And you have to be very careful to not panic dive into sand pits. They're just running for my life, trying to avoid all the explosions. Because whenever Shara's wings come in contact with the quicksand, it explodes. You can see there to the right, there was no sonic blast, but a wing passed there and it exploded. Once again, I'm running for my life there to avoid a wall of things proccing anything. But after that, it usually falls up with a laser. So that's an opportunity to hit the lag and hopefully get a trip. Which happens right now. This one was actually really great. I got great positioning from the trip and had more sword gauge. So I can combo its face for a bit more before I have to ZSD. But finishing with it is always great. And I managed to evade a bite at the last second. It's running a laser there, so I go for the wound on the arm and I'll just focus the arm because it's an easier target. But Shara dies! Yay! So I guess I got that break on the leg at first, just before I went into the scripted move to open the eyes. That was pretty late, so it worked out nicely in the end. Phase 2 went really great, even if Phase 1 was a bit slow. So here's my set. Here's a major shout out for Posterior Pounder from the Gathering Hall Discord, who suggested I use the Palomo switch axe with Blast. That's actually the strongest Blast switch axe, not just in Blast numbers, but it gets more effective roll than any other option too. Because it can just stack all those attack augments and also attack custom upgrades. So that makes up for the lowish roll, and it has great affinity and gets to purple sharpness, along with all that blast when awakened. So it's a great switch axe. Shara takes double blast damage, but has a pretty normal blast tolerance, so it works great on it. I plan to revisit this run sometime, but this was the first one where I did not card during Phase 2. So it's pretty hard with all those things going wild. But it was a nice run. I just wanted like a soup 10 or whatever with no card, and I got a soup with 8, so yay! And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the future videos, guys. See ya!